Welcome into Studio 73, everybody, and welcome to Outside the Huddle. I'm Laney Johnson.
And I'm Jacob Tobey. Let's start talking Patriots. They obviously got the 41-25 win over the Buffalo Bills last week. They're on the bye week this week, so they won't have a game Sunday or Monday. But they were in the news for another reason. They made
Right.
a big trade. They traded linebacker Jamie Collins to the Cleveland Browns for a compensatory third-round pick.
Yeah, at first I didn't really understand the trade, but as I read and looked a little deeper, Jamie Collins hasn't been that effective this year, and Bill Belichick always knows when to cut that player. So I understood the trade in itself, but what I didn't understand was the third-round draft pick. I think they could have gotten more, but that they traded it to the Browns. The Browns' third-round draft pick is essentially a second-round draft pick because they're the worst in the league. So it's going to be the first pick on day 2 of the draft in 2017. So it kind of makes sense when you look a little deeper.
It does make sense, especially with the money aspect. You're going to have to pay another guy, Malcolm Butler. You're also going to have to pay Dante Hightower.
Exactly.
And they basically chose Dante Hightower
Right.
over
He's
Jamie
the
Collins.
priority.
Dante Hightower wears the green dot on the helmet. He calls all the defensive plays. Jamie Collins, I think, made the more exciting play. You know, he has the block punt against Indianapolis, where we saw a couple years ago. But at the same time,
That was a couple years ago.
Yeah, exactly. That was a couple years ago, and he did have some injury concerns this year.
Mm-hmm.
So the trade makes sense in a way, but at the same time, if you kept him and you still didn't re-sign him at the end of the free agency period, you still would have got a compensatory draft pick because you lost a big-time free agent. So again, Patriots fans might be a little upset because, oh wait, we just lost a depth piece that could be used later on in the playoffs.
And if the Patriots do have a weakness, it's their defense, especially their red zone defense. They've been letting up way too many points than they should be against teams that shouldn't be putting up points against them. Like the Dolphins put up way too many points against them. The Bills beat them, right? So it doesn't make sense, but when you look at it, it comes at a perfect time at the trade deadline, and they have a bye, so they have time. Bill Belichick has time to work with everyone, rework the defense, and really get it to where he wants it to be.
Yeah, I mean, Bill Belichick is a mastermind. He knows what's going on in this organization at all times. He knows when his players are done or where he wants to trade them, and he did the same thing with Richard Seymour, did the same thing with Chandler Jones just last year. We saw that as well. And the thing is, Fox analyst Mike Lombardi said that there was an effort problem with Jamie Collins.
Exactly.
There was a freelancing problem. He would do a lot of things that Bill Belichick maybe didn't like. So at the same time, maybe Bill is making the right call. He got a lot out of Jamie Collins, obviously, coming out of the draft, but at the same time, you kind of have to make those decisions.
Right, and I agree with you. And with Jamie Collins not putting up the effort for the Patriots, you think he's going to put up the effort for the 0-8 Browns?
Depends.
I don't think so.
It's the Cleveland Browns, so we never really know what's going to happen with them. I want to ask you, what do you think another weakness is of the Patriots?
Like I said, it's the red zone defense and just the defense in general. And that's really it. I think the O-line could be better. Also, protect Brady a little more. They're doing an all right job, but I just think they could get a little more protection, give him a little extra time, because I think he's running too much. Yeah. He's not a runner.
And maybe one other weakness, Gostkowski, he did have a good week last week, but at the same time, second to last in field goal percentage in the league, so you do want to see him improve a little bit better. So the kicking game is still a little iffy.
And it's something we've never had to worry about before, right? So it's just kind of...
You went from Vinatieri to Gostkowski.
So I think Patriots fans are a little wary of what's going on there.
Yeah, exactly. So the Jamie Collins trade, we'll see what happens with that as well down the line. So let's move on to the Steelers and the Ravens. What do you got on this one?
I like the Steelers in this game if Ben Roethlisberger is playing.
That's the big if.
Right.
Is he going to play? Still no. He's questionable.
He's questionable, but Mike Tomlin said that he's probable, that he likes his chances of being in the game. So I like the Steelers if they're in this game. Even if he's not, I don't think Landry Jones is effective enough to utilize their weapons on offense.
Doesn't it concern you a little bit, though, that Le'Veon Bell still does not have a touchdown?
It does concern me, but also, he's always good for those extra 3 yards. After contact, I think he's 3.4 yards after contact on average. So when you think the play is over, he just goes that extra mile to get you to the third and short or to get you that first down, right?
And Antonio Brown's still a beast as well. So they have weapons. Maybe not Le'Veon Bell's not scoring as much as you'd like, but at the same time, he's moving his team down the field. But again, Landry Jones, we just don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly. So even if Ben Roethlisberger isn't 100%, but he's able to play, I think he will connect with Antonio Brown or with Sammy Coates for that extra maybe 2-3 long plays that get them an extra touchdown or two.
And I just think the Ravens defense is not that great. Their offense isn't that great either. Maybe their best weapon, Mike Wallace.
Yeah.
Maybe. Joe Flacco's had an okay year, but at the same time, the Ravens...
He's always had an okay year.
Yeah, he's always okay. He's a Super Bowl champion, but at the same time, it's like, it's still Joe Flacco. So, I mean, you do have to look at the Steelers coming off, again, that bye week. Both teams are actually coming off the bye week, so they're going to be well rested. Both teams are.
Yeah, and the Ravens, their only wins are against Buffalo, Jacksonville, and Cleveland, and they haven't won since Cleveland in week 3. So I don't know. I think it's going to be tough for them to win. But if Landry Jones is in there, I think they can get it done.
I will take the Steelers 33-17, so we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, I'll take the Steelers as well.
All right, cool. Broncos at Raiders. What do you got?
I think whoever wins this game wins the AFC West, excuse me.
That's a big.
Yeah, but I think these are both playoff teams. I think they're both really good teams. The Broncos obviously have a very effective defense. They have Von Miller, who is arguably the best defensive player in the league, especially with J.J. Watt out for the year, right?
So watch out if you're Derek Carr.
Exactly. Watch out if you're
Von Miller's going to be coming at you pretty hard.
Exactly. But on the other hand, Oakland has a very effective offense with Derek Carr, right?
Yes.
And he's arguably probably the best quarterback under 25 in the league. I think he's been great this year. Plus, he has a ton of weapons. He has Amari Cooper, who was in the running for Rookie of the Year last year, right? So it's just like they have a lot going on for them, and I think that it's going to be a tough.
I'm also pretty pumped up to see Aqib Talib versus Amari Cooper. Aqib Talib 3 interceptions on the year, so he's done well for the Broncos. But C.J. Anderson is going to be out, obviously, still for the Broncos, so that's a big blow as well. Their running game wasn't even great. It was continually slowing down with him. So.
Exactly. So I think it's going to be tough. I think it's a strange matchup because the Broncos don't have super effective offense and the Raiders don't have a super effective defense. So I think it's going to be a strange game, but I think the Broncos ultimately get it done. But like I said, I think they're both playoff teams, so whoever wins this one gets the AFC West, and whoever loses maybe gets a wild card.
I like that prediction. Latavius Murray, 9th in the league in touchdowns as well, but again, Von Miller, the defense, watch out if you're them. I will pick the Broncos to win by a field goal. So we'll see how that happens. Last game we're going to talk about the Bills and the Seahawks.
I like this matchup, actually, because both didn't play great last week, right? LaShawn McCoy is questionable with that hamstring injury this week, and they really missed him last week, obviously, against the Patriots. He didn't play great.
Yeah, exactly.
And so against a Seattle defense, it's very scary, but also Seattle didn't play great last week against the Saints, right? So it's just a really wishy-washy matchup, and I think it's a big defensive battle.
And Russell Wilson not playing well. You see the 44 yards of
exact
rushing.
Same as Tom Brady, who is not a runner, right?
Exactly.
So it's very
And you saw
strange.
Russell Wilson in the previous years. He is a running quarterback.
Exactly.
He's very mobile out of the pocket. And at the same time, this year, he's just not getting it done. But you have to look at Seattle's defense. Richard Sherman, Bobby Wagner.
These guys come at you. They're as good as anybody.
Exactly. Again, Tyrod Taylor, 29th in the league in completion percentage.
Right.
So that doesn't bode well for their offense against Richard Sherman.
Exactly, and they don't really have very many receivers.
Exactly.
So it's going to be tough for them to get it going. I think if LaShawn McCoy's in there, he's going to be a big factor and try and get those extra first downs, maybe get a touchdown, that extra oomph that they need to get over the hump, right? And so, it's a Monday night game, so he has a little extra time to heal. That one more night might do it, so he might be in there. But I think if he's not playing, then it's done for the Bills.
And the Seahawks, they're atop the NFC West right now. They were my Super Bowl prediction pre-season. So versus the Pats.
Still in
I
there.
think it could work. Why not? Why not? So I'm going to pick the Seahawks to win 27-17. I don't think the Bills really have a chance.
Yeah, I'm also in there with the Seahawks.
All right, so that's it for Outside the Huddle this week. I'm not Laney Johnson. I'm Jacob Tobey, actually.
And I'm Laney Johnson. Thanks. We'll see you next time.